So, Oscar de la Hoya wants Gilberto Ramirez to break Floyd Mayweather's record. Let's talk about it.
Push the weight enough flex. The livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Well, Oscar de la Hoya is at it again. In my opinion, this is an obsession he has with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and he's pushing it onto his current product in the name of Gilberto Ramirez. Excellent fighter. Signed with Golden Boy, and now Oscar de la Hoya is in charge of directing his career. So in a recent article from Boxing Scene, Oscar de la Hoya says, the long-term plan is to get him to 52-0, get him to break the record that Floyd Mayweather holds. Ramirez, 41-0 with 27 KOs, remains a long way off from accomplishing that goal, particularly given his lack of activity in recent years. Now, let me stop right there for a moment. Here's the problem. Quantity versus quality. Quantity versus quality. Notice he said Floyd Mayweather record. Why didn't he say Julio Cesar Chavez record? How many fights did Julio Cesar Chavez have before he lost? I'm asking for a friend. No, I'm asking for my own personal, though. That's just a cute thing to say nowadays. You have to be mindful. And I hope Gilberto's paying attention. As it stands right now, the man is 41-0 with 27 knockouts. When Floyd Mayweather was 41-0, he pretty much was damn near Hall of Fame status. Did y'all forget about Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather? Did Gilberto Ramirez have the quality amount of opponents that Floyd Mayweather has had moving up in rank and moving up in his career? You see, everybody is mystified by that number 50. I was never mystified by it. There were a handful of people that say, yo, you know, Chavez was beyond 50-0, right? All kinds of things. Joe Calzaghe went, 49-0? I ain't got it in front of me. But I was never impressed with look, to go 50-0 is impressive. It is. And let's not act like Floyd didn't fight anybody. He did. Those of you that say that, y'all only know Money Mayweather. Y'all didn't see him or paid attention to him when he was Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather, working with Top Rank, fighting with only 100 people in the audience. Y'all weren't there for that. 41-0 right now, Ramirez is. Does he have the same quality of opponents that Floyd had? Y'all tell me. But I think we already know the answer. You see, Oscar, this obsession you have with Floyd, it's turning out to be a downfall business-wise. You had Canelo, and you were so stressed out before he fought Canelo, the night your guy was fighting the biggest fight of his life, you checked into rehab, my man. Am I lying? Am I a hater? No, you was in rehab, dude. And I'm not going to get into all the other stuff. But Oscar, this is ridiculous now. This sick obsession you have with Floyd has to stop. You fought him. You lost. You passed the torch. Deal with it. You had a prodigy in Canelo. He fought him. He lost. And Canelo's fine with it. Because look at him now. All the way to the bank. And now you fussing with him. You still beefing with Floyd. Floyd ain't thinking about you. You mentioned Floyd. You mentioned, people mention your name to Floyd. The first thing he does is smile and shake his head. First thing he do is smile. Second thing he does is shake his head. It's over. So now you got this young lion in Ramirez at cruiserweight. His next fight is against Sullivan Barrera. No cakewalk. But what are you going to do? He's 41-0 right now with 27 knockouts. His KO ratio is pretty good, but it's not the highest of high. What are you going to do to get him past Floyd Mayweather's benchmark of 50-0? Are you going to start servicing him a lot of bums? Because if you do that, what do you think we're going to do? We're going to say, yo, look, man, we like Ramirez, but he didn't have to fight that guy when he could have fought that guy. You're already telling us you're going to play politics, Oscar. Listen, when Floyd says 50-0 TBE, you know how many people say that they don't care? And they insist on saying, they sticking by their guns, that he didn't fight anybody, although we know that's wrong. So if we don't care about Floyd being 50-0, what makes you think getting to Ramirez 51-0, 52-0, that we're going to care about that if he didn't have a set of good quality opponents? Give it up, man. Don't do that to that kid. Ramirez is a quality guy, man. But if you start servicing him bums and moving him around certain situations, we're going to call you out on it. We're going to call him out on it. He's going to say, well, talk to my promoter. We're going to talk to you. And you're going to be like, I don't know. He's beating everybody. Yeah, but he beat Sullivan Barrera. I'm going to assume he beats him. And then he fought 3 ham and eggers. This guy's not even in the rankings. This guy's a cab driver. This guy is he was like 15 wins, 10 losses, and this last fight was 3 years ago. But that gets knocked out of the year. We see that. You're telling us, we can read between the lines, Oscar. You're telling us what you're gonna do. Get him to 52-0, 50-0, 51-0. I want to know what quality opponents in his division that we're going to be able to look and say, yo, that was impressive, man. Don't play with us, Oscar. Don't taint that kid's future. Don't taint his record. Don't do it, man. Our antennas are up. We're not sold on a record no more. Anthony Joshua has a loss. Deontay Wilder has a loss. Guess what, people? Your favorite fighter, and I'm talking to the haters now because there's a lot of people that are there's a lot of people that are not Floyd fans. They're not. They don't care about no record. Regardless of the serious work he put in. So if they don't care about the record, what makes you think we're going to care about Ramirez's record when it's going to be 5 times worse? And Floyd's record was impressive. Quantity and quality. He had both. Ramirez, not so much. So if he's 41-0 right now, if you're telling us that you're gonna serve him some setup matches, I don't care about no record. How many real memorable fights, Hall of Fame fights, did Chavez have before he lost? You said Floyd's record. You didn't say Chavez, man. When you talk, we listen, Oscar. Don't do it. Your obsession with Floyd has to stop. Don't ruin that kid, man. Let him develop. You'll be doing him a favor. You're doing more harm than good. Bronx on deck.